What is up, guys? This is David. Right, her is
And
Justin.
your boy Justin
Justin, this is Bronx Banter, episode 6.
6
Episode 6. You
with
know,
woes. Damn,
yeah.
it's really been that long.
Has it? Yeah, we were about to reach a month. I think
Mm-hmm. Big
exactly a day or 2 days, depending on when this video comes out. It's probably breaking the fourth wall. It's probably not going to come out the same day we record this. But yeah, man, it'll be exactly a month. I just want to say thank you guys for all the support. It's been really incredible, amazing.
preach,
Uh,
preach.
we are at, it sounds crazy to say, but we're super thankful. But we have 15 subs. We are
Mhm.
so happy. And not only that, but we've been getting so many views. I feel like for how many subs we have, our first vid is still going.
Mm-hmm.
This channel,
What
I
about that last vid, David? That last vid, we're
that
going
last
crazy.
vid overnight, we got
So
like
much passion.
15 views. You already know me. I was invested, going at it.
The man
Justin
was
was,
roasting. He was like,
we were going for it. We needed a therapy session after that. No, but in all seriousness, we're all good. It's all just sports talk. You know how sports talk can be. It's
it's just passion. Just
yes,
passion.
nothing personal, just passion. So, um, but yeah, guys, thank you so much for the support. It's been incredible. We have almost 50 views and probably 50 views by now on our most recent vid, which is for two
Go check
days
that out if you haven't.
is really unheard of. So let's see what we could do with his next vid, with his next drop. Like, subscribe
Mm-hmm.
right now before you forget, and comment. Please comment, or at least check out some of our other vids. If you haven't, our last one to me was my favorite one. It
It
was
was a
all
good episode.
about. You'll see. Just watch it. It was really,
Yeah,
really.
don't. Yeah, get a little teaser.
We're talking a little bit about
Just
the
watch
front
it.
office and Brian Cashman and what the heck is going on. And today,
Exactly. What is going on?
yeah, I could ask that same question today. I think that's just been our question all year this year. Today, we are asking ourselves, what the heck is going on with Domingo Herman?
Sunday, bro. He's having a fun day.
Sunday.
Let me tell you, he's
Sunday.
living life. All right.
Sunday. Oh my
No,
God.
seriously. He had this issue before, right? This isn't his first time.
So Domingo Herman specifically says he gets placed on the restricted list
Hmm.
due to alcohol abuse. And the statement that the New York Yankees released says Domingo Herman has agreed today. Don't know if it was he really agreed with it. I think it was forced into
Oh, paraphrase it. Yeah.
a little bit later. I'll tell you more about that later. To voluntarily submit to inpatient treatment for alcohol abuse. He will be placed on the restricted list, or for the time being, he is away from the club. It is critical that Domingo completely focuses on addressing his health and well being, and we will respect his privacy as he begins this process.
This is
So
a really roller coaster year for him. Like, talk about having a perfect game and then having a little bit of shutouts, then like high ERA games, and then now this.
man,
What was he
crazy.
flipping couches, breaking TVs, coming after
And
Marinaccio?
yeah, and about that. So even so a little bit of what happened. Okay, we all know about alcohol. We like he
Yeah,
struggles
it's a
with
very serious
alcohol.
issue. Very serious
Very,
issue.
very
But
serious issue. And it says here specifically what took place that caused them to say enough is enough in terms of a Yankee organization to support him with this. Is it says Domingo Herman had arguments with Aaron Boone, the manager, and teammates during during Tuesday's incident. If you saw the White Sox game yesterday, you'd know what he just did.
yeah.
During Tuesday's incident, he flipped a couch, smashed a TV, and made jokes while teammate Ron Marinaccio, he caught a stray.
Yeah, he was just in the line of fire. He
he
was just
was
going
just
about. He's
he
probably
was
just packing his bag, and
he
then
was
you just
packing his
hear.
bags for AAA. That's all he was doing. And then
That's
Domingo
so
Herman just started roasting him, I guess.
out of pocket. Sunday, what are you doing?
And
Get
then
it
they
together,
made,
man.
and because of this, the Yankees made him go in a sauna to try and sweat out the alcohol.
That was a
Um,
good idea.
huh?
That was a good idea, though. Put him in the
Yeah.
sauna. So yeah, just you go over there.
Yeah, just lock him in there, just. And then so even beyond this, so all this craziness happened. Brian Cashman had something to say about this, which I found was super interesting. Brian Cashman said that the alcohol abuse is something Domingo Herman has had to deal with in the past. was an incident that took place yesterday, which was the one we just mentioned.
Hmm.
Cashman said he would not provide details, and I'm worried right now for the person, as in Domingo Herman, in his immediate family. So if you don't
Mm.
know, Justin was teasing at this a little earlier, a couple of years ago. He got suspended for the longest domestic abuse suspension in MLB history. It was 80 games, because he got caught slapping. He was also drunk, and he got caught slapping his girlfriend at the time. I'm not sure if they're still together. And in a Yankees public event. And then when they got home, apparently there was allegations that um, the aggression ensued and continued, and to the point that she was so fearful that she had to lock herself in the bathroom from him. Thankfully, she overall is safe and okay, and no major or crazy injuries. Um,
Damn, that's
but
a lot.
but clearly, alcohol and him do not mix.
No, definitely not the best kind of drunk, you know what I'm saying? But hey, not like it's definitely a serious issue, like especially when you just told me that, like,
yes, it's serious. It's serious.
so definitely hoping the best for him. No, but I wouldn't want to wish that on anybody,
It,
especially that woman. I feel
no one
bad.
deserves domestic abuse. No one
Yeah,
deserves any sort of abuse. Even for Domingo Herman to put him in a position, not saying that it's easily to get out of that position. I know people personally that struggle with this. But for him to go with his own alcohol abuse, then domestic abuse with his girlfriend, and even just to, in all seriousness, verbally abuse then his teammates and his manager and everything. That's not good. So,
yeah.
legit, all serious, praying for Domingo Herman.
For real. You never know what a
Um,
person's going through too, because I know
no,
like one of his
you
close
don't.
relatives like passed away this year too. Like you never
Yes,
know.
his uncle. It was his
Yeah,
uncle. It was the
yeah,
day before the perfect game, and probably the perfect game helped him cope with it a little bit. But once that high went away of the perfect game, then maybe everything settled in more and gave him more of a reason to drink. Not saying it was justifiable, but
yeah.
we
You could
just
definitely see
pray.
why. Yeah,
Yeah, we pray that he can get the help that he needs, find better ways to cope with the struggles of real life, because it's real. No matter how much money you make or what profession you have, life still goes on, struggles still go on, and that he
yeah.
could, with the right help, fight this addiction. And we wish the best for him. Now, in terms of how this affects the Yankees,
Mm.
this is one less starter, and in all, regardless of how you view Domingo Herman as a person, he has been such a reliable piece for us in the starting position, starting pitching role in a year that other players have been suffering, like Luis Severino. We'll talk more about Carlos Rodon.
Hmm.
Uh, how much? Okay, we addressed the personal aspect of it. How much does this affect the clubhouse? Maybe we could talk about how this affects the clubhouse in terms of the actual incident and in terms of not having his ability in that rotation.
Dude, I feel like our starting pitching is going down one by one. Like what's going on? You have Severino struggling, then you have this incident, then you got Rodon, which we'll like tease a little bit more later, but like him going on the IL. Dude, it's like all on Garrett Cole. Like I know, and shout out to Nestor. That was a great outing that he had against the
Yes.
Astros. Shout out Nestor, bro.
Wow.
And I feel like he had to be rushed back because of this incident. So it just kind of like it's
Very
crazy. But
true. Very
like
true.
if those guys are not clicking, like especially with Rodon, if Rodon's not clicking, like in the postseason, what do we really have in starting pitching? Like this definitely needs to be addressed like as soon as possible. So
What do you think our 1, 2, 3 is going to be in the postseason if we started today? Let's not like today. Like let's not predict that someone could fix their pitching. But as of today, who's our starting three?
gotta have Cole, obviously our
Of
first.
course.
I think you put Nestor number two.
And third, Cole. No.
And third Cole again, and then just keep it going.
No,
Oh
man.
yeah, put IKF
Yeah.
out there. Now it's playing.
At this point, but yeah, for real, who would be your number three? Because obviously
Number
Nestor.
three, dude, it's a tough one. I probably have to go with a bullpen kind of day. Like that's how much I do not trust these starters right now.
You do not trust Smith?
In the postseason, I'm not there just yet. Like maybe he can like start, but like I wouldn't keep him out there for like 5 or 6 innings. Like definitely like 3 innings per, maybe if he's feeling it, maybe
Like
four.
he starts for 3 innings and like have a
Yeah,
bullpen day, but he starts it. I
yeah.
can do that. Um, I agree, but it sucks to say that our number two starter is someone that's been out almost for most of the season and only have. I'm not gonna lie. Let's be real. He only had it was a great start, but he only had one good start and only one start coming back. And
Yeah.
again, this is if we're starting today, so I agree with you in that take. But if we're looking months down the road, to think that these are our three most reliable pitchers as of right now, because Domingo Herman was reliable, but obviously from that reason alone, he's not. Um, and I'm glad he's addressing this and he's not pitching because he shouldn't be worried about baseball right now. He should be
Yeah,
worried.
definitely his
But
health is more important than like
yes,
baseball.
yes.
So
But yeah, I agree. And it sucks to say that I agree because I remember we were in a world where beginning of the season, we didn't even know Clark Schmidt was going to be a starting pitcher.
yeah, we were like, this
Now,
could probably be one of the top like rotations in baseball, and
and,
like it just
yeah.
fell through.
And now we're at a
I don't know
point
what happened.
where Clark Schmidt is our number three. And in all honesty, I wouldn't be surprised if in this out of these three, they put him number two because you only saw one outing out of Nestor.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, so
and he can
I
only pitch so much, because he's still on limitation. What he had like 60 pitches last outing, so
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So we're in a tough spot with the rotation. Um,
yeah.
and again, going back to the topic, we yeah, Domingo Herman get well, and whether this was your last pitch or start with as a New York Yankee, I just hope I just wish and pray the best for you, wherever that's in outside of baseball or whatever. So,
Yeah.
second question.
Hmm.
So, more of a comment. I'm just gonna lay it out here, and you just let me know how you feel, man.
I'll let you know how I feel.
Rodon. That's all I have to say. Sorry for the mic.
Rodon, and then
Rodon.
just drop mics. Just like
So sorry about that. Rodon placed on the 15-day IL with a pulled hamstring.
hmm
Here are his. So I want to know what you think about this, and then here are his stats so far. Before I tell you, I let you answer.
hmm
In the 2023 season, his WAR, which means how valuable he is. So for it's wins above replacement. So 1 point means he's worth one whole win for the team, which is good. MVP level, Aaron Judge, home run record year last year, he had 11 point something, I think. So that means him alone, he could get 11 wins for the team in terms of value.
Probably even more. No, it's fine.
Probably. Um, the Carlos Rodon is
The
negative
Antonio Rondon.
negative 0.5 with one win.
Yikes.
I don't know how he got that one win. 4 losses, ERA of 7.33. I think there's another starting pitcher in our rotation that also has a 7 ERA in 6 games.
It's a small sample size, but
Yes.
if he's not right, this team doesn't go that far in the postseason. Like, let's just get out the way. Like, he's our number 2 starter. If he can't be reliable as our number 2 starter, this team isn't gonna go much.
I
Like,
mean,
they're not gonna go far.
he was the guy that we got that, yes, it wasn't a bat that what we really wanted, but he was a guy that we got that made the difference in the offseason. Because our moves were Rizzo, which was we already had him, Judge, which we already had him. The only difference maker on the offseason was Rodon. So,
Yeah,
like to your point, if he's not in it, we're essentially the same, and not gonna lie, if not a worse team than we were last year, because Severino wasn't the pitcher that he was last year, which
yeah. What,
that's another topic, but I agree with you 100%. That's a
dude?
great take.
I think something needs to be addressed. I don't know what it is. I know you can never foresee injuries, but with this team, it is literally like it's predictable at this point. You could literally be like, oh, well, this is gonna happen. Like, you already know, like, each year Stan's gonna get hurt. I know Judge got hurt this year, but obviously on a play that was like a remarkable play. But like, was it worth it? Like, to
And he got hurt
sacrifice the body
twice.
for that? Yes, the slide too. I forgot about the
Slide,
slide.
yep.
But like, dude, like, I remember one year we fired like all the medical staff, and then they all got replaced, and like still we're still getting like these constant injuries. Like, I don't know if your injury prone is different, and like obviously up in age, you're more injury prone. But something needs to be addressed. You're making so much money. You could put so much money into your body. Like, they should know their bodies by now. They're above like the age of 20. Like, dude, come on. Like, at what point are you really like this team is basically their only consistency is injuries. Injuries are not hitting. That's the inconsistency that we have.
Yep.
And that's
And
like
yeah.
we're playing against the White Sox, and it's like they're not even playing for anything, and they're making it seem like getting a base hit is like the easiest thing to do. And then like we're over here clenching for like a bases loaded kind of hit here with no outs, and we're not getting any production.
We
At this
lost.
point, I'm waiting for sacrifice flies, if I'm being honest.
Yeah,
And that shouldn't
I'm
be the case.
celebrating a sacrifice fly,
Yeah.
which yeah, that's small ball, and that's what we do, and we play like we're not afraid to play that way. But to think that that's our breakthrough moment of a game is kind of sad. And even to your point, we're playing against the White Sox team, and again, we are only one game into the series as of this recording. We're one game, but just we should have swept. Bottom line, you want to know why?
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying this just because our backs are against the wall a bit or anything. This is a team that sucked before the trade deadline and then sold and were willing to suck more, which they do on paper.
And literally got knocked out last series. Wait, no, pause. Sorry. I just had to bring it up already. No, down goes Anderson. But hey,
Yeah,
vibes are low for them.
yeah,
And
that's another
literally,
thing. Tim Anderson from the White Sox got knocked out. So like, and then there's all this drama going around the White Sox. You know,
yeah, then like Grandal and like Anderson got into a little bit. Like, if you
yeah,
want to be
and
here or something, like I'll buy you a ticket.
yeah,
And I'm like, yo, they're literally in shambles.
and we're
Yeah,
over
they're putting
here
on runners against, obviously maybe Cole didn't have the best of days, but still only gave up like 2 runs. I know he gave the
two
other two.
runs in 7 innings. Like,
Yes, well, he went to pitch the eighth, but like there's so much pressure on Cole. Like he had to pitch the eighth inning because he literally like he's. I know like individual stats and achievements don't like it shouldn't be like prioritized, but he's literally going for a Cy Young. He's never won one, and I don't blame him for a pitcher to be of that caliber.
and I know he's
Like
doing
I
that.
feel so bad.
I know
We're literally throwing his games.
he's doing it because I feel like because he knows well, let's be real, our bullpen has been great for most of the season, but lately hasn't. And
Lately, though, the only person that I would give it up to is Holmes. I feel like Holmes has been locked in. I'm not gonna lie. And last year, oh, I mean, he was really good in the first half, but the second half he really got us.
yeah,
But no, he's definitely come back to form. Like literally, and we got Johnny Lasagna back, bro.
I'm ready for that. But yeah,
We're
man.
getting off topic, but we really needed a rant there for
I
a
was
minute.
I was looking at this White Sox, and again, we're talking about Rodon here, but
Yeah.
I'm looking at this White Sox team, just everything, selling everything, and for us to not beat them, period, we
Mm.
should beat them in convincing fashion, is really discouraging. Even if we win these next two games, and I'm normally not like this, I'm not satisfied. Like I'm already in this series not satisfied.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
already frustrated.
there was a stat, and again, this is off topic, but we would have to go as of today. I think it's
32 and 18.
31. It was 32 and 18 yesterday, but we lost. So
Oh
now
yeah, you're right. No, sorry.
we have to go 33 and 17
Yeah, I
or
think so. Something like that.
something like that.
Quick maps.
I don't know if we've done that at all this year.
Yeah, I'm waiting for a run. Like, when is that run gonna come?
Yeah.
Like, dude, it's kind of like the thing that gets me most like frustrated is like I don't see any passion. Like I don't people like I would see like you see Tommy like breaking fans and stuff like that, but like there's like we're going like these are not quality at bats.
Mm-mm.
Like we're not
Well,
like playing situational at all. Like
I
obviously you
disagree.
can we're
I
getting walks. I'll say that, but like we're not capitalizing. We're like what I think in the last two series like 6 for 30 in runners in scoring position with like 22 runners left on base.
yeah.
There's no against a team like this too. We really had base loaded twice with no outs, and we only have one run to like suffice. To me, that's like kind of insane.
Now it's not that I want to leave people on base, right?
Mhm.
But we had to do something to get guys on base. Like I think it's worse, and I know maybe this is a different argument. I think it's worse to have nobody on base than to have someone on base and leave them stranded, because it at least shows there's a pulse in our lineup. Because
Well, let me tell you
most of the
something.
season, I felt like there hasn't been a pulse in this lineup. So, not saying that I'm proud of leaving people on base, but uh, the batting 200 with runners in scoring position in the last two series hasn't been great. It's been really bad. I mean, you never want to hit 200 ever. But 22 men left on base. Like, yeah, we don't want to leave them on base. We want to cash them in, but that must mean that we're getting people on base somehow. So I feel like
Listen, I'll take walks any day of the week, but like if we're not cashing in on that, what does
Yeah,
that even like? You're just working the pitcher at that point,
yeah.
which I think Cease was having like an off day too as well. But
He's been having an off year. I mean, he hasn't
I
been as
haven't looked at
bad
his stats, but like
as
I know he was
Rodon.
really great last year, but this year I'm not too sure.
He has over a 4 year rate. Probably now it went down because he played
Yeah,
the
when
Yankees.
did we get our first hit? Like in the fifth inning? Like there,
Probably.
that's inexcusable for me. Like I'm sorry. Like if Cease was like on point, which I don't think he was, to be honest. Like he probably had some stuff working for him, but like that's inexcusable.
I mean, I agree. I think it was really disappointing to see that, and um, we were having a conversation that our pitching has been doing great, and our offense needs to pick it up. And I do think our offense is picking it up. They need to pick it up more. But now, when that's happening, our pitching is struggling. Wandy,
Yeah.
like,
Who has not given up a home run this whole entire year, but when he faced Tucker on the Astro series, gives up one, and then like I think his second outing he gave up two more.
but I
Like
don't
I
know
don't know
how I
what's
feel
going
about
on.
that because I don't know what the Yankees analytics are, but apparently Tucker's batting 350 against lefties this year.
He's having a good year, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, he's second in MVP race in the AL. So, but
He's
either way,
wearing gloves, it's throwing me off.
huh?
He's wearing gloves now, it's throwing me off. Like
Yeah,
usually
I know, I know. So, but we were saying all this, and we were supposed to be talking about Rodon, but
I know we're gonna have to talk about we need to address this, you know.
no, there's a lot to address, and I don't know, man. We're gonna have to record more than once a week because there's just so. I'm not sure if it's a good thing, but there is so much to talk
There's
about.
so much to talk about, but so little production. Like that's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, yeah. So, moving on to the next question.
Uh-huh.
First one was about alcohol abuse.
Mm-hmm.
Second one was about a hamstring injury.
Mm-hmm.
Third one is now about a concussion by one of our
Concussions.
main players, Anthony Rizzo. We're just running a clinic at this point. We're
Yeah.
a rehabilitation center, whatever
Mm-hmm.
you call it.
Whatever you need, we have everything.
Yeah,
We meet all your needs. All right.
except medical needs because we just
Yeah,
injure
yeah, yeah, yeah.
everyone.
Yeah, yeah,
Just
yeah.
we just injure everyone. Everyone that needs to get hurt, come to the Yankees. So,
Mm-hmm.
let's not forget, not
Yeah,
that it
hamstrings
matters.
are a thing, you know? We're just like pull
Donaldson,
that.
yeah, all of it. Just a trend. It's a vibe. I don't know if it's the water in New York or what is it, but
Yeah,
yeah,
what is it? What
I
is
don't,
New York?
I don't know. But this was an incident in May. Anthony Rizzo got diagnosed with a concussion in August. 2-3 months it took for the Yankees medical staff,
Uh-huh.
professional medical staff, to say,
They're
you
doing
know
their job
what?
and they're just like this. We're going to the whiteboard. What happened here? Well, ever since this date, it's just been, going down. And they're like, what could it be? I got it.
Got it.
Concussion.
It has
There
to
it
be.
is.
He got this injury
Just like
in
feeling
May.
dizzy, right? Like he was like kind of
And
drowsy.
here's the worst part. You saw how he reacted. So there was an incident on the field. His head kind of crashed into like Fernando Tatis's thigh. It was like
Yeah.
really aggressive, really hard, so I could see it. This man was stumbling, like on the floor, stumbling, like on his knees after the incident. And they removed him from the game, which I was thankful for. I was bummed out to see that he was even hurt. Thought he was maybe going to go on the IL or be out for a couple of games. He was in the
Mhm.
next day, and ever since then, he hasn't been the same. And I honestly thought a lot of this was like just Yankee fans finding excuses,
Mhm.
for why he's doing that. I thought maybe he was just having a slump, but then it got outrageous.
Yeah, I think he was like one of the worst batters in baseball for
He
like a
was the
good
worst
stretch.
batter in
I
base
was like,
for that stretch. Yep, the worst batter. And when he had one game that he went 0 for 5 with 5 strikeouts, that's when I was extremely
that's
concerned.
insane.
Yeah, not I don't even know if Gallo did that.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Yep.
sorry, still have to bring it
Just
up.
catching strays over here.
So to see that was really alarming, and from a guy that usually has a great approach at bat, he's not trying to hit nukes. He's always just
Yeah,
trying to
whenever
like,
he's 0-2, he's definitely chokes up on the bat.
yeah.
He
So this really alarmed me. What also alarmed me is to know that after he got diagnosed with the concussion, to know that he had this issue and he still managed to at least get one home run. That I know he sucked, but that's pretty like. But all that being said, like, what do you take from this dude? Like, how do you like?
at this point it's just the norm, It's just like I don't know what needs to happen, but something needs to change. I don't know if it's like the training regimen that they're doing, or if it's just simply put like we need better doctors again. I don't know what the answer is. I can't come up with a solution for this because it's just like always ongoing every single season. Probably the next season something else is gonna happen, and it's just kind of like ridiculous at this point.
How
Like I
they
don't want
handle
to like just
injury,
keep on like obviously injuries are injuries. Like I never want anybody to get injured like that, but like
how they
we gotta
handle
take care. Like they gotta
injuries,
take care of their body better. It's
how,
just that point. Like
how they
and
handle
simple.
injuries are so terrible. Like Judge not sharing any information on that. I think
Yeah,
the
didn't
reason
he like had conflicting reports? They were like, oh, that he just like kind of like it was just like kind of like I don't even know. But then it was like, oh, that he actually like broke it, and it was like, yo,
yeah,
what? Like
like a
two
complete tear.
different,
Yeah.
yeah, two different outcomes. So it's like, what are we really
And
doing?
then the return, they didn't want to talk about when he was returning. My theory was that they did that so then Yankee fans could still buy tickets. Because I feel like if they told
That
Judge
yeah,
that
that sounds about right.
he was going to be out for a month, then they would have said, okay, I'm not going to buy tickets to see the Yankees until Judge gets back. So there's that. Then now Rizzo, it takes a whole 2 months to figure that out. And then Rodon was hurt before the season started. They thought he said there was no pain, then he said there was pain, then they said it could be healed, then they said it was chronic. All these different things. DJ with his toe. They didn't even know which toe he was injured with last year.
Yeah, he
Like,
where does it hurt?
why
I don't
is
know.
everyone so clueless?
I have no idea.
Like, they could have just put pressure on the toe and say, "Hey, DJ, tell me which one hurts." Like, it doesn't take a professional to do that. Like, give me a scale of 1 to 10. I'll give you a board with like a smiley face and a sad face. Point at one. Like,
I don't. There's definitely something shady going. There is something shady going on, without a doubt. There's no way like this guy has like what is it? Donaldson had like a severe tear in his hamstring or something like that, and he's
yeah,
taking batting practice. Like,
yeah. 2 weeks later, he's taking batting
what?
practice. I I don't know if it's just the overall like I don't want to sound like that crazy Yankee fan, but I'm not sure if it's that overall concept of like I feel like Boone is so chill, and I'm starting to think, and I'm not saying it's only Boone, but like Cashman clearly seems to be so chill, thinking that we can that again, going back on my take about last video, that
Mhm.
we can win the World Series and we're in a good position to win when we have this kind of record and this kind of production. That's too laid back. Like
Yeah. This team.
Boone
If you
is
told me
too
right
laid
now,
back.
no, this team is
No,
not winning a World Series like this.
no, Boone
There's
is
no
too
way.
laid back. How like I thank you for letting us spend your money. He's shown us that I'm willing to like overcome. I used to think he was cheap, but I'm willing to overcome that. He's a smart businessman where he doesn't want to throw his money in the garbage, even though he kind of is, thanks to Cashman. On the other end, he's willing to spend to get someone like Rodon, despite him being injured. He's willing to spend. He even admitted that he
To a
said
degree.
we're not done. Yeah, to a degree. He's not as cheap as I thought. That's all I was saying. But he's a laid back person to me. Like that's what
Yeah.
I think. I think it just is laid back. Is the medical staff laid back? Do they not care? Do they just think that oh yeah you're fine? Like
I don't
now
think they care to be honest. I feel like nobody cares. Like there's
it
just
doesn't feel like it.
it's just like we're in limbo. Like nobody's like making adjustments. No one's like, hey, like the only person that I see doing this, obviously you have the cap judge Cole, like they're always gonna be like passionate, they're always gonna try to perfect their craft. But Gleyber Torres, I'm shocked. This man having like all these like trade rumors about him, and he just put it off to the side and he's locked in. His batting average is
Cole
like two
and
270.
Torres has been the highlight of this year, and I unfortunately, and this is another topic that we won't even address in this video, but with Judge's recent struggles, not that I'm worried about him. I'm not worried about him, but he's not a highlight because he one hasn't been around for maybe half of the season,
Mm-hmm.
and since he's been here recently, he hasn't been producing well. Not that I don't like him, not that I don't support him or I don't love him or I don't think he may play tonight and he's gonna like lock it in. It's just he hasn't been a highlight. A highlight has been Cole and Torres, and that's a little disappointing to know out of this whole year that's been the case. So,
Yeah.
but overall with the injuries, I feel like and they're everyone's gonna argue home that oh they care, they care, they care. Some are gonna argue not. But for those that argue that they care, one thing I will say is they don't care enough to be a World Series team.
No, it's a
Like
disappointment.
you could
It,
care. They care, but they don't care enough to win a World Series.
when you put on those pinstripes, I think is a different level. Like you have to like have some admiration or something. Like for instance, I'm not trying to come for Stanton, but like that play where like Luis Rojas sent him, I was like, what are we doing? We're just throwing away outs at that
I'm
point.
not even mad at Stanton.
No, I'm not even mad
A
at him
lot of
because like he should know better. Like obviously he's not running great. So why would you set like why are you giving away outs? Especially I think it was who even caught that, was it Tucker? Who has like a great arm? I don't know if it was Tucker or it was the
No,
center
I don't
fielder.
think so. I think it was more from center field. I think it was Myers, the guy that got 2 home runs off of us that day
Yeah, he was cooking that game.
from
So
the
like
ninth or the eighth in the lineup.
yeah,
So,
anyway, like they're obviously a battle tested team.
but
Like I
yeah,
would not run in that outfield. And then to just send him to like I don't know, man. Something needs to change.
like I
I'm
know they
tired
wanted
of
to be
this.
aggressive. I think that would have been the run that gave us the lead or something. But
Mhm.
I mean, if you're only doing, and I don't know who was up next to bat, but you're only doing that, and I still wouldn't do it. But you're only doing that if you don't think the next guy coming up can ring him in. So I don't
Yeah.
know who's the next guy up to bat. I'll be honest. I don't know. But now that I'm thinking about it, that could be the only reason. But it's still not right. It's still not justifiable. If you know as a coach or as anyone on that staff, as a fan, we know this. Stanton's not running, and it's fine.
Not even
Give us
sliding.
your
And I
bat.
don't blame
Just
him.
he could barely slide. So don't put him. But anyways, this if this medical staff has to change, a lot has to change. A
Yeah, a
lot
lot.
has to
What's
change.
the
And I
record?
don't
Only three
expect
games above 500 now?
if I think if we're lucky.
Like that's insane.
We're 4.5 games back of the wild card. We were in a worse position. We had some good games against the Astros, but we're in a worse standing than when we were when we last spoke. So with Rizzo, Rodon, and things that you can't really control in terms of like Domingo. Oh,
Bless you.
thank you. Um, this has just been one heck of a season. What a season to start this podcast, dude.
What a
Season.
season. You know what I'm saying? Boom getting thrown out like, like it's nothing.
We started our podcast, which has our first video has the most views. Shout out to you guys, over 60, with us talking about them firing their hitting coach.
Yeah, I like the moves like they fired the hitting coach, the DFA'd Hicks. I thought they were moving in the right
Yeah.
direction. I really thought they were like it seemed like they were taking it seriously.
I thought they were going to
And
do
it's
something at the
still like
deadline, and yeah, and
the
then
same outcome.
yep, yep. So
I don't know who to blame more. Is it the office or is it just like I don't know. Nobody's really like taking initiative. Like it's the New York Yankees.
I don't know.
What?
You know me. I'll put more in the front. Like, not that, of course, the players have to produce, but baseball's baseball. You're gonna have your ups and your downs. Unfortunately, it's a whole season of it. Um, Not that all the blame goes to it, but I put most of the blame on the front office.
No.
It's the culture. I feel like it's the culture. The culture that's there. Like I said, it's too relaxed, too nonchalant. Whatever word you want to use, it's that. Um, and like I said, something has to change. Um, and I know everyone's gonna be like, if Cashman or Boone's not gone, I'm not satisfied. But for me, I know we've already changed the medical staff. I don't care at this point. Change it again. Find someone from the parking lot that knows how to put on a band-aid.
Hey
Like,
yo.
yeah, put Vicks on it or something, figure it out and keep it moving, because clearly nothing, whatever they're doing, is not working.
Yeah.
Frankie Montas also injured, an injury that we haven't even talked about, which we don't need to, because he was a waste, a complete waste. We got him at the trade deadline, gave up so many pitching prospects that we could have used this year, and we got rid of all of them for a guy that didn't perform, then got hurt, and then was out all this whole season.
It's actually insane. It's like whenever a player starts to decline or like starts to like downfall, it's like, oh, I'm hurt.
Oh, I
And
thought
then
you
it's
were
like,
say whenever they start their decline, they head to the
yeah,
injury
it's just
and
like
they
I'm
get
hurt.
hurt.
Like
They're
I'm
like,
not
yeah,
100%.
this player's on the decline. My next career path, the Yankees. After that, get hurt and I retire. So right off into the sunset with their $1 million paycheck that the Yankees overpaid for an injured player for. But man, that took a
We need
turn.
to go on a run. If we don't go on a run, we're not even making the postseason.
We need them, like I said, like the
It's like,
stat
do we
says,
not? The front offices care about that. That's tickets right there. If you don't make it to the postseason, you're not getting those tickets.
that's what I'm saying. You need a minimum of what, 33 wins, or like, or no, it's still like 32 wins and 17 losses. I did the math. I
Yeah.
fixed 32 wins, 17 losses minimum, which is insane to think. Because I don't know, again, like I said earlier in the video, I don't know if we did that all season. So We're in a tough place.
They need to go on a run. Is that plain and
Sad,
simple?
sad.
You have to go on a run.
So, yep. And with that, some things that we can't do if we want to go on that run is, like we mentioned earlier, be batting 200 with runners in scoring position and leaving 22 men left on base in the last two series with the Rays and the Astros. And I don't have the stats, but against the White Sox, we had a lot of men left on base as well.
Yeah.
I think there was once, or if not, maybe even twice, where there was a bases loaded left on, like, and we
With
did
no outs.
with no out. Yeah, that happened yesterday's game. White
Like
Sox, bases
we're
loaded,
striking out.
no outs. We're down by, I think, one run. So, like, come on, get a pop fly. Two shallow bloopers. Get caught. Last out, I don't even know what happens, and we didn't score at all.
It's
Another
insane.
four men left on base. 0 for 3 in that attempt.
It's just we get so many solo shots, but like, can we like hit home runs with like people on base? Is that impossible at this
A base
point?
hit. And I can't expect IKF to do it when he's coming off the bench. It's hard to hit off the bench.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to pinch it. Especially after
So
they changed the pitcher too as well. It was just
I need they just we can't go on a run and be this bad with runners in scoring position.
dude, just show me that you care at this point. That's all I'm asking for. It
Yeah.
just seems like they don't care. It's like they're already
There's
like packing in the season.
I think they care. There's no fire because I think they care in the sense that they are drawing walks. I'll give them credit. They're drawing walks for whatever reason, whether it's a reckless pitchers or whatever. They're drawing walks. They're drawing at bats, which I think they've been doing a great job at recently, which I really do want to give you guys credit for. They're not 1, 2, 3 strikeouts, um, which we've seen in the past. But you gotta make contact, get a base hit, something. Put a bunt. I don't know, no out, do something.
Yeah, play more situational, hit and runs,
I don't
something. I'm
know.
tired of the double plays. I'm tired of like just slow rollers up to like, dude,
I don't know. We've
I
done
need to
it.
get it together.
We've done it before, so I don't know why we can't do it again. But
Dude, when the offense is clicking, I'm there. I'm all in.
of course,
But like when it's just so bad.
it's
How you
real.
only have one run with like bases loaded twice with no outs? We're basically scoring runs on walks, not even by hits anymore.
It's crazy.
It's
And
insane.
I think walks is more of a matter of the pitcher sucking than the hitter being good. Sorry.
Yeah.
So hits is more of a hitter being good than a pitcher sucking. Obviously, there's those random moments where you'll see a pitch right down the middle, or um, there's pitches on the corner that they're not swinging at that the hitter will then just get a walk. Okay,
Yeah.
but I need to see more. I just need to see more hits, and this is happening again. Yeah, we scored 7 runs, but we weren't cashing in as much as we could have. We could have won that 9-7 game against the Astros.
Yeah, it's a
And
winnable game.
that didn't happen. And I'm not blaming it on him, but Judge wasn't hitting either. So this is just showing us
I
this is
think it
an
was like 0 for 4 or
offense.
something like that.
This is an offense again where we can't produce as much as we need to unless Judge is hitting. Which, look at the Braves when they won the World Series. They didn't have their best player. Their player right now this year is about going to unanimously win the NL MVP, Ronald Acuna, and they still won a
He
World
is
Series.
going off.
So this isn't an
He's cooking.
excuse. It is not an excuse where we don't have Judge and we can all of a sudden not hit. We need to hit. That's the bottom line. And our pitching, whether it's we gotta figure out who to put out at what, maybe we need better bullpen management. Maybe I don't know what it is. Our pitching also just needs to, our relief pitching has to support it.
Mm.
And Severino, we're at a point where he's just a throw of a game.
Yeah. It's you go into their first inning and I'm legit scared. I'm like I think the first pitch, I think Altuve got a home run off her, like or something like that.
I'm
And I was
scared.
like,
I get scared. I get scared when I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not scared because I already know he's going to give up at least 4 runs in the first inning.
that's insane.
7 runs in his overall outing. This man's have over a 70 ERA. We have 2 starting pitchers, which are supposed to be arguably our 2-3 punch this year, and they have both over a 70 ERA.
You're not winning with that.
You're not, and not on top of this offense. And I'm just keeping it real. So it's not looking good, but we have
Yeah.
like if the run doesn't start tonight, as of August 8th, the run doesn't start tonight, promise you we're not even gonna sniff a wild card.
That's what it's looking like.
100%. So there's that. We're not going anywhere with runners in scoring position like that. But beyond that, I want us to think positively now.
Turn that frown upside down.
Give us your key at most 3. Maybe you can't even come up with 3. I don't blame you. Give me one, at least one, or at most 3 key takeaways from the last 3 series between Baltimore, Rays, and Astros. So if you don't know, we also, for you guys that are watching, 2 videos ago when we were talking about back when before the trade deadline, when Glaber was rumored to be traded, Oswaldo Peraza we thought could have been our third, or at least I thought could have been our third baseman. I think he got sent down. I don't know. Didn't Cabrera get sent up, and I don't see him anywhere. Anyways,
oh, he's there, just in the dugout. He's having a great time eating all the pizzas in New York.
No, but all that being said, is that video I was saying how with the Yankees I predicted to go. You said 8-4. I know you said you were purposely being a little optimistic.
Oh my gosh, was that so bad?
I was saying 7-5, and I thought I was being realistic. We went 5-5. Did we split the series with the Astros?
We did.
We were either 5-6.
We split the series with the Mets and the Astros, and we lost the series against Orioles and the Rays.
Yeah, we were 5-6. Or 5-7, sorry.
Yeah, 5-7.
Wow. Not even 6-6.
Let's give it up. Let's give it up for the Yankees right there. I thought we were supposed to be thinking positive, and you over here throwing stats like that.
But what I want, the real question is, it was a long time ago, right?
Yeah, so we're starting fresh.
It's so easy.
From today.
It's so easy to think again negatively. But again, like you said, to think positively. What are 3 series takeaways? What are we?
Nestor Cortez outing.
Yes, 100%. That's not
Cortez. Thank you. He needs to be thanked.
You sparked some happiness.
Gleyber Torres, who I think should be number 3 in the lineup all the time now, behind Judge. That's how locked in he is. Because if you walk Judge and he's right there after him, I'm happy. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm relaxed. Third, that's a tough one. I already named those 2. Let's see. I don't know. What about you, David? What do you think? What could be the third one?
So Cole's a layup, but he's just been doing all year. So I want to say like legit takeaways from specifically those series. I have 2. I don't think they're as good as the ones you mentioned, but we have Kenyon Middleton.
Okay.
Great outing. And it made me very happy about him. And they even had an article that came out or from him or from the pitching coach, Matt Blake.
About the White Sox?
No. So there's that drama. But he was saying how that they tweaked his slider and Middleton's loving the adjustments. And you saw
Shout out Matt Blake, bro. Matt Blake knows what he's doing.
He's incredible. So that was really encouraging. So I think he could be great, but it sucks because we're only having him for this year unless we plan on re-signing him. He seems like he's loving being a Yankee so far. Wait until he gets some booze, but I like that. I like that. Another one I wanted to you know me, I've always been a fan of this guy. He's batting first in our lineup, and
yes, that Pokemon.
No one's concerned. At least I'm not concerned. I'm like, usually when you see someone hitting first in lineup, you're like, why is he hitting there? I don't think anyone's too worried about it right now. Jake Bauer.
He's a lefty. Mm-hmm.
A lefty guy we need. Someone mentioned this, he's exactly what Gallo should have been. He's batting like 220, 230, but it doesn't feel like 220, 230 because he's drawing some walks. He's not just getting bombs, but he's getting hits in situational times. There was a great hit that he made right down the line that the first baseman, I don't know how you ever.
Yeah, even his outs are like productive. Like you can't do anything. There's better defense.
He gets great at bats, 3-2 counts. It feels like all the time. I like his presence a lot. Like now I feel it, and I'm not sure this is just me because I'm a little biased. When I see him come up to bat, especially when he came up to bat with the bases loaded, he had a hard hit ball, probably over 100 exit velocity. It was It was right on the line. It was dove and caught for an out. So,
Yeah, if that ball gets past the first baseman, that's
oh
like
my
2 runs.
gosh, that
That's
could
two
have been
runs.
bases clearing. I don't know who was on first, but that could have even been bases clearing. So I don't, I can't get too mad. I wasn't mad at Bauer for that. It just sucked.
Mm.
But when he comes up to hit, I get excited. Like I'm like, okay, like we're getting like if there's a man on base and then he comes up to hit, I'm like, here we go. And
Yeah, there's
lately,
been some games he's literally carrying the whole offense. I think there was like times where he was the only one who scored, and
I
you're
think
like, what?
I don't know what game it was. Maybe it was the Rays game we won. There was a game that I swore he went like 3 for 4, 2 home runs, and he was their only RBIs. It was him or
Yeah.
something. So obviously he's not having every game like that. Oh, and a stat that came out that I think it was the last 2 months that he has the sixth highest OPS in I think all of baseball or all of American League, and he's in the same league as Otani.
Oh, Tani-san.
So without that unicorn, he'd be top five. So, and this is a guy that we got. People gave up on him. He used to play for the Guardians. I'm not sure if anyone knew. They gave up on him. The Guardians would love his bat right now. And look at him performing so well. So I'm super proud of him. Huge key takeaway. Um, and yeah, man, let's continue to ride some of these players and their performances and let's just hope that everything else could wrinkle out. If our relief pitching could just be a little bit better, I will say we're still losing, but I feel like they're a little bit more competitive.
No, definitely the Houston
They're not as
Astros. I was really
demoralizing.
excited.
They're not as demoralizing as losses. Like even this White Sox game, yes, sucks. We lost to a really bad team, but we were always in it. We never cashed in, and I know that's not the standard we should have as Yankee fans. But what I want us to think about is where's that going to take us? So let's take that into then a victory. Like let's just make and we already like now we just can't make any more like baby steps. Now we just got to start winning. So let's
Yeah.
take the good that we've been able to take from the last few series and the last games, and let's just start
We just
winning.
need both sides to click the pitching and the batting. If they can just get it together and click, you can easily go on a run easily.
Let's
I
just
know
start.
we're like, I think we have like the Braves after this series, which
That's
will
gonna be
definitely be
tough.
like, those games should be really good. I think we're playing at home too.
Oh
So I'm
gosh,
really excited for that. I'm excited for it though. It
that's
lets us
gonna
know
be.
where we rank amongst the best, even though I
I
know
feel
our
like
isn't the
I think
best,
we talked
but
about this off camera. I said this Brave series is gonna put either a nail in a coffin or it's gonna bring us back to life.
they could. Because if we get swept,
Oh, season's
yeah,
over.
it's yeah.
I'll tell you that. And I hate to say like that randomly that the season's over. I usually like to give some probability, but no, season's over. But if we sweep, or if we win 2 of 3, I'll even take 2 of 3. Even if one of the wins were low key a
It's
fluke,
we can
like
start slow, just win series first, and then like we can get on a run later. Like just start. We can't keep losing series. We can't, or just even tying. It's not good enough.
so with our last question slash little bet thing, not really a bet, we're not putting money on it. The next 10 games, I'm not sure if we could look this up. I don't know who we're playing in the next 10 games. Over under 6.5 wins. What are we thinking?
I like to be the optimist. I'm not gonna lie and say we could definitely do that. But if I'm being honest with what I'm seeing, I don't think we can.
All right, you want to know the schedule for the rest of the month?
Yeah, hit it.
So we have the White Sox the next 2 games,
Hmm.
force a day off. Um, then we have the Marlins the next 3 games, which
Okay.
isn't the same Marlins that were there last year. So if this was last year, I would have been a lot more excited. But you know, imagine if we traded labor, having seen Claver playing for them in a Marlins uniform. Anyways, then it's the Braves. Um, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 games. Let's
Okay.
round it up to 11 games.
All right.
We got the Red Sox,
Whew.
which we're essentially just as good as them, which is sucks to say. So, what is our record going to be? The next 3 series after the White Sox, essentially the next 10, 11 games. Let's just say 10. What
Yeah,
is our
I
record?
really want to be positive and optimistic, which I usually am. But with what I'm seeing in if we win the next two games in this series, it'll definitely change my mind. But right now, it's not looking too great, if I'm being honest. I can see us going, what, if we're gonna do 10 games, 5-5 again? Like that's how bad they're playing right now. Like I have no confidence. Like
I
Cole can pitch every game. The lineup is the lineup. Let's just say how it is. So if they win these next two games and we can go on some kind of run, it'll definitely like boost my mood. But right now my mood is so low and like just disappointed.
I
I'm
agree.
tired of like the injuries. Like there's always something going on with the Yankees that's just it's more good than bad. Let's just say that. Like
Yeah,
this season has been, I think, one of the worst in like recent years. Even though we're above 500, which I'm not satisfied with as a Yankees fan, personally. But like this has definitely been a disappointing. Like I was going in with high hopes, and then now it's just kind of like a straight downfall.
yeah. I'm taking 5-5. So the question is over under 6.5 games. I said this before we started losing a bunch more. So
Hmm.
definitely we're taking the under on 6.5.
You
Absolutely.
can take that bet. That's a safe bet.
Put it on five. Yeah, that's a real safe bet, guys. Place your bets if you want to do that because that's a real safe bet. 5.5 games, I'm still putting the under. Now that'll be a bit closer because I do think we can maybe go 6-4. I think we could take the next two from White Sox. I think we are going 1-2 against the Braves. I think we're going uh either against the Marlins or the Red Sox. We're taking two from at least one of those two. That's my prediction.
If they can win these next like three series, my optimism will definitely shoot up again.
So let's say we don't. Let's say we win every series of that 10 game stretch outside of the Braves. So that'll be 2-3, 4-6, 6 and
Quick
nine,
maths.
6 and 9. Thanks. Uh, 7-12, or 7 for 12, I should say. So that'll be seven
That's
and
what,
five.
7-5? Yeah.
7-5 if we just win two of the next four series. Include one of those series is the one that we're currently in. So two of the next four series, if we win them, we're 7-5.
Hey,
So
I'm waiting for them to surprise me. Surprise me. Do
which
something.
do yeah, go off because after that you have the Nationals, which we could win and we have to sweep. Rays, you know, well, it's fine, and then Detroit, which we should sweep as well. So, um, if we don't have a positive record this month, and I mean a strong positive record this month, right now we have a losing
Yeah,
record.
what's the record?
We have a
Oh,
losing
nice.
record this month so far.
That's nice.
Yeah, if we don't have a positive record by the end of this month, season's 100% over. And yeah, and maybe next week, if we record exactly a week from now, we may record sooner, but we record exactly a week from now, we'll be in the Brave series. So
Gee.
our vibes, I feel like,
Yeah, we're really down. I don't like being down. I hate being this person.
but it's just the reality. That's like we said, we want to be optimistic, but we also above that we want to be realistic. And Yankees aren't doing too hot. And yeah, so guys, please in the comments below, let us know what do you think the Yankees have to do? Like what's going on? It feels like there's so many issues with the Yankees right now that we don't even know where to begin. So leave your comments below. Let us know what you think. Maybe we would love also some positivity. You guys have been showing that through your support, but even in the comments, let's a little go Yankees down there, a little of we got this, or some positive predictions. We're only two guys. There's 50, 60 of you guys viewing our videos. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys could both let us know in the comments. Maybe you guys got a different take that will steer us into more of a positive light, because we need it. But yeah, guys, again, thank you for the incredible support. I feel like this episode was supposed to be a little more structured, but it kind of went all over the place. But we all addressed important topics of the Yankees over the last week. And honestly, our last video wasn't even last week. It was like 5 days ago. But that's how much has been going on. So But yeah, man, I thought it was a great good episode.
Sure.
Vibes are all right.
Yeah,
But
vibes are all over the place, but you
yeah,
know,
let's win today and let's just take that
let's
and
win this
okay,
series. Let's
let's
win
win
this
this series.
series.
Go. Let's go. Let's do it, man. Go Yankees. And until next time.
Yeah, till next time.
Peace.
Peace.